The HVAC industry has approximately 80,000 unfilled technician roles in the United States right now, according to the Air Conditioning Contractors of America. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects 8% job growth through 2034, well above average, with 40,100 new openings per year. Median pay is $59,810 a year. Top 10% earn above $91,000. The demand is real. The pay is solid. And the path into HVAC is shorter than almost any other skilled trade. You can be working and earning in 6 months to 2 years, depending on your entry path. But the licensing system confuses almost everyone who searches for it. In this video, the complete path explained clearly. Here's what trips up almost everyone who searches: how to get an HVAC license. They expect one credential, like a driver's license. Show up, pass a test, done. But HVAC licensing is actually 2 completely separate systems, stacked on top of each other. And confusing them causes people to either skip a required federal credential or spend money on state licensing they don't actually need yet. System 1. The federal requirement. Every single HVAC technician in the United States who touches refrigerants must hold EPA Section 608 certification. No exceptions. No state can waive it. It's federal law under the Clean Air Act. You cannot legally buy, handle, or recharge refrigerant systems without it. System 2. State licensing. This is where it gets complicated. Some states require additional HVAC licensing on top of EPA 608. Others have no statewide HVAC license at all. And in those states, you only need your EPA 608 to start working, which surprises most people. Let's start with the federal requirement because it applies to everyone. State-specific HVAC breakdowns for Texas and Florida are coming next on this channel, linked at the end when they're up. Now, the full path. EPA Section 608 certification is issued under Section 608 of the Clean Air Act. It certifies that you know how to handle refrigerants safely, chemicals that deplete the ozone layer if released improperly. If you attach or detach hoses and gauges, add or remove refrigerant, or do anything that touches a refrigerant circuit, you are legally required to hold this certification. The only narrow exemption is an apprentice working under close, continuous, in-person supervision of a certified technician. There are 4 types of EPA 608 certification. Type 1 covers small appliances systems with 5 pounds or less of refrigerant, like window units and household refrigerators. Type 2 covers high-pressure systems, which includes most residential and commercial air conditioning and heat pumps. This is where the majority of HVAC work lives. Type 3 covers low-pressure systems, large commercial chillers. Type 3 questions are often considered the hardest. And Universal Certification covers all equipment types. Get the Universal Certification. It covers all equipment types and gives you maximum flexibility, regardless of what kind of work you end up doing. There is no reason to limit yourself to Type 1 or Type 2 when the Universal is available and costs the same to pursue. The exam is administered by EPA-approved testing organizations. YesCO Institute, NATE, and Mainstream Engineering are the most widely used. The exam typically costs $25 to $40, depending on the provider and format. You need 70% on the core section and 70% on each type section to pass. The certification does not expire. Once you pass, you are certified for life. No renewal required. Prep time. Most people prepare in a few days to 2 weeks using practice tests and study guides. Some in-person providers give same-day cards after you pass. If your employer or apprenticeship program covers the cost, take it immediately. If not, $25 to $40 is one of the best investments in your HVAC career. Now, state licensing. This is where it gets complicated, and where most guides either oversimplify or overwhelm. The honest breakdown is coming right up. State HVAC licensing is genuinely inconsistent across the country. Here's the honest breakdown of how states fall into 3 categories. Category 1. States with statewide HVAC licensing requirements. These states require you to hold a state-issued license on top of your EPA 608 to perform HVAC work legally. Requirements vary, but typically include documented experience, 1 to 4 years depending on the state, passing a state exam covering mechanical codes and trade knowledge, and sometimes insurance and bonding requirements. Major states in this category include Texas, California, Florida, Arizona, North Carolina, Virginia, Nevada, and Georgia, among others. Category 2. States with no statewide HVAC license, but local requirements at the city or county level. These states don't issue a statewide HVAC credential, but major cities or counties within them may require their own local license or permit. You might need a license in one city, but not the neighboring town. Always check your specific city or county requirements, not just the state. Category 3. States with no statewide HVAC license and minimal local requirements. In these states, EPA 608 is your only required credential to start working as an HVAC technician. Kansas, Wyoming, Vermont, New Hampshire, and a few others fall here. This surprises most people, but in these states, you can legally start working in HVAC with just your federal EPA 608 certification. The practical takeaway: always look up your specific state's requirements directly with your state contractor board or Department of Licensing before assuming what you need. The landscape is inconsistent enough that general rules don't apply everywhere. How do you actually get into HVAC? 2 main paths. Path 1. Trade school or community college program. Certificate programs typically run 6 to 12 months and cost between $1,200 and $15,000, depending on the school. Community college associate degree programs run about 2 years and cost $3,000 to $10,000. These programs give you classroom instruction in refrigeration principles, electrical systems, ductwork, and system troubleshooting, and most bundle the EPA 608 exam into the curriculum, so you walk out certified. Path 2. Apprenticeship. The Sheet Metal, Air, Rail, and Transportation Workers Union, SMART, and the United Association both run registered HVAC apprenticeship programs. Apprenticeships run 3 to 5 years, combine on-the-job training with classroom instruction, and pay you from day one. Entry requirements are typically a high school diploma or GED, minimum age of 18, and a drug screen. No prior experience required. Which path is right for you? If you need income immediately, apprenticeship. You earn while you learn from day one and pay nothing in tuition. If you want the fastest possible entry into the field, trade school certificate. 6 months and you're job ready. The trade-off is tuition cost versus time. Beyond EPA 608 and state licensing, there are optional certifications worth knowing about, specifically because they directly increase your hourly rate. NATE certification, North American Technician Excellence. This is the gold standard voluntary certification in the HVAC industry. It is not legally required anywhere, but employers value it significantly. Residential service employers frequently offer $1 to $3 per hour raises for NATE certified techs. Many commercial employers treat NATE as a minimum requirement for senior technician roles. The NATE exam costs around $200 and covers installation or service in a specialty area of your choice: air conditioning, heat pumps, gas heating, and others. At a $1 to $3 per hour raise, the exam pays itself back within weeks. OSHA 10 training. 10 hours of safety training, covering workplace hazard recognition and prevention. Not legally required in most states for HVAC specifically, but many commercial employers require it before you set foot on their job sites. Cost is minimal, often free through apprenticeship programs or under $100 online. Get it before your first job search. R410A certification. Some states require this on top of EPA 608. It covers the specific refrigerant that replaced R22 in most systems. Even where not required, worth having. because R410A is in the vast majority of systems you'll work on. Realistic timeline, depending on your path. Trade school route, 6 months to complete the program. EPA 608 in hand, job ready. You're working within the year. Apprenticeship route, you're working and earning from week 1, fully credentialed in 3 to 5 years. State licensing adds time depending on your state's experience requirements. Typically 1 to 4 years of documented field work before you can apply for a contractor license. What you earn. Entry-level HVAC technicians with EPA 608 in hand typically start between $18 and $22 an hour in most markets. By year 3 to 5, with experience and NATE certification, that moves to $25 to $35 an hour. Commercial HVAC specialists, those working on rooftop units, chillers, building automation systems, and data center cooling, regularly earn $40 to $55 an hour. The 91st percentile nationally is above $91,000 a year, and most of those earners are commercial specialists or contractor-level license holders. One thing worth highlighting for 2026 specifically, data center cooling demand is one of the strongest growth drivers in the entire HVAC sector right now. Every AI data center requires massive cooling infrastructure to keep servers from overheating. The same labor shortage driving electrician wages up in that space is affecting HVAC techs who specialize in data center and commercial cooling work. Quick recap. HVAC licensing runs on 2 systems, federal and state. The federal requirement is EPA Section 608 certification, required in all 50 states. No exceptions, costs $25 to $40, never expires. Get the universal certification. State licensing varies. Some states require additional credentials with experience and exams. Some have no statewide requirement at all. Always verify your specific state directly. 2 entry paths. Trade school certificate in 6 to 12 months, or a paid apprenticeship from day 1 running 3 to 5 years. Optional certifications worth getting. NATE for a $1 to $3 per hour raise. OSHA 10 before your first commercial job search. Entry pay is $18 to $22 an hour, commercial specialists reach $40 to $55, and data center cooling work is one of the strongest growth segments in the trade right now. 80,000 unfilled HVAC roles in the U.S. right now. 8% job growth through 2034. The demand is there. The path is clear. Subscribe for state-specific HVAC licensing breakdowns coming next on this channel. And if you want to compare HVAC against electrician and plumber salaries, that video is already up and linked on screen now.